Alright, so let's just cut right to it. We're going to be making a tier list for Dragon Ball Gekishan Squadra. I haven't played this game a ton over the past few weeks. I've dropped my first video on it and plan on many more to come. And with Gotenks releasing, by the time that I'm recording this, he should be releasing tomorrow. So before he releases, I kind of just want to make a quick tier list overgoing my thoughts on characters. I'm not going to spend too much time. I think my thoughts are just kind of a little more geared as everyone else has been thinking, besides a few characters. So we're just going to kind of blitz through this with these rankings here, and I'm not going to make any special tier, or there's not going to be any rankings within the tiers. I'm also not going to be comparing characters of certain classes to other classes. We're going to be comparing characters specifically within their classes if we are talking about them. So we're just going to jump in. We're just going to get this right out the gate. Right now, Super Saiyan Goku is a Z tier character. He's one of the best attackers. He is probably the best attacker in the game, in my honest opinion. Nerf should be coming within the coming days. I think Gotenks releases. So we'll see how he feels after that. But great burst damage, great mobility, just an all-around solid character. Piccolo is... I'm going to put Piccolo in the S tier, and that's because Piccolo is very strong, very good range. Hellzone Grenade does a ton of damage. I put him a little higher. I'd actually put him in Z tier if it wasn't for the fact that I'm sorry, not Light Grenade, but Hellzone Grenade is pretty inconsistent. And not that it's a bad skill, and it does what it needs to when it actually works and connects. The problem is it's very dependent on where the enemies are moving and their placement. If they're getting hit by everything, yeah, it's a phenomenal skill, but it depends on your choice and placement of it's a very trap-esque, and the individual orbs don't do that much, but if they're getting hit by quite a bit of them, it does rack up, it does start doing the damage. So if it wasn't for the fact that Hellzone Grenade just feels a little inconsistent, not in a poor way, like it's just really dependent on the situation at hand. If it wasn't for that, I put it a little bit higher. The skill 3 is actually really cool. I like it as a utility tool. Piccolo's a good kit. He's got a good kit, and if it wasn't for Hellzone being so situational compared to something like what Goku has, I'd put him a little bit higher. Frieza is absolutely the best character in the game right now. D tier is probably the only thing I'm going to order. Maybe, I don't know. But Frieza is absolutely the best character in the game right now. This character is just stupid. If it wasn't for the fact that he's so squishy, I would say he's broken, but even then, he still feels pretty dominant right now. He's fast. Zarbon and Dodoria are just crazy. He's the fastest character in the game with a tower defense style that's just great at clearing bosses, zipping in between all the gods, doing damage on the gods. Like, he's a very mobile, very annoying, very rat style character that could still kill you. Like, Zarbon and Dodoria do a lot of damage, and like Frieza is no slouch, even though he's a technical. Like, he is really strong. He's a very just dominant character. I think he is absolutely the best character in the game right now. Easily the best technical, without a doubt. But as the character as a whole, yeah, I definitely think he's up there. Maybe I'm gonna put an A tier. You don't really see this character too often, or at least I don't in a lot of the content that I watch and the matches that I play. But he's a solid tank. He's very niche. I think he's very partner dependent. So it's like, it really depends on what your teammates are bringing to the fight, which I think makes Baby shine. But outside of that, he's a good push-off tank. He's got a lot of knockback in his skills to keep people off, push people away, which is really nice. But outside of that, I think he's just too partner dependent to really put him any higher. Zamasu, I would love to put higher, but he is a B tier character. Don't get me wrong, this character's early game is some of the most dominant in the game. Truthfully, Zamasu, if you build that gauge properly, utilize your skills before you get into that fight, there's not many characters in this game that can stop you from stopping them. Like, you can just get into their face and just be there. Like, there's not really much that they can do about it. His early game survivability can really put your partner in such a better place, but it's the mid to late game that he really struggles with. His own damage, skill 1 is phenomenal. It's just skill 2 and skill 3 that are pretty lackluster. And his ultimate is okay. Like, it does good damage. The mobility decrease is phenomenal, but compared to other tanks who just have much all around better utility throughout the game, it's just, I think Zamasu is a good character, just probably easily the worst tank, which is the only reason why I'm putting him so low. He is a strong character, and probably like a good buffer too from being a top tank. Like, he's got a good kit, he's got a good foundation. I love playing him. He's a great time. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and put an S tier. Some of the highest burst damage in the game. He's just really squishy. I think that's really where it boils down to. Like, he's got so much mobility and so much burst damage, but like him being so squishy is kind of what holds him back a little bit. Because Goku, if you look at him compared to like Goku, has nearly the same amount of burst damage with a little more health and better mobility. You know, but he's got some good escape tools. If you really let Oob kind of get out of hand, he will kill you. Like, he'll just straight up kill you. There's nothing you can do about it. But you have to have really good map and situational awareness in order to play Oob at like a really high level. Krillin, I think, is another S tier character. This character is just rat, the character. He works kind of opposite to Frieza, where it's like Frieza establishes really good board presence in the towers, and he just lays traps and just is a disruption character. He comes in, he solar flares you, he puts down a big old ball in your face, you explode, you get frustrated. He's nearly just as fast as Frieza. He can just zip in between objectives. Krillin is good as Krillin wherever Krillin needs to be. His damage is a little on the lower end, even with his ultimate, but that's okay. The way his kit is built, he's just meant to be like a rat disruptor, and I think he does a good job of it. I put him a little bit higher if it wasn't for Scatter Blast being just kind of like the same deal as Piccolo, where it's like it's a good skill, but like it just doesn't feel as consistent as his other skills. So that's where I put him. The Bora is easily an S tier character, and I think I would put him higher if he had more damage, but he's a really good debuffer and a good disruptor. Like, if you get petrified, you're basically dead. He can take away your dodge completely. This character's really good. Just missing a few things to put in the Z. Majin Buu, unfortunately, is just another B tier character. I think after the buffs come in, he'll probably likely go higher. But right, a good healing, good decent disruption. He just doesn't do it near as good as the other characters. And like him being the only designated healer in the game, like the fact that you have to be glued to your partner's hip at this current time to really get any form of the job done, because his range is so short until you level it up, it's kind of a pain in the butt. His skill 3, however, the running skill, is really funny and very good. Another character that's just like a few buffs away from being a little bit higher. Good foundation, just needs a little bit more. Android 18, I'm gonna put in the A tier. 18 has incredible mobility and burst damage, but that's kind of where it ends. She's a kind of do or die kind of character, where it's like if you don't really get those kills for as fast as she's moving, you're probably just gonna fall flat in your face. The mobility tools allow her to really get out of fights if she really needs to, but the burst damage is really impressive. Just outside of that, like the rest of her kit feels pretty lackluster. I'm a little inclined, my opinion could change. Like, if anyone can give me a good argument to put her in S, I think I will. I don't think she goes anywhere near Z, but that's just how I'm feeling about the character. Khalifa is easily probably the second best tank in the game. Let's just go ahead and put him right up there. These two are just phenomenal. Khalifa damn near never dies, and the Wrath mechanic is so broken. It is a very broken mechanic in this game, being able to just take the heat off of whatever your enemy is doing and putting it onto herself. And this is great for gods. This is great for bosses. This is great for distracting the enemy so your ally can do what they need to do. Khalifa is just a phenomenal character, and I don't think I need to say much about Cooler. Cooler is just outright easily the best tank of the game. High damage, good disruption, hardly ever dies. Like, good character. Real slow early game, but he's just nevertheless like a really good character. Bojack, yeah, I'll not say too much. The only thing I will say about Bojack is that I think I saw what they were going for with a real like setup oriented debuffing attacker with like the way his orbs are placed, the way his little goons are placed, and his ultimate has the widest range of any ultimate in the game. But it's just everything about Bojack is just too slow. Like, his rush attack ramp is just too slow. His skill 1 is actually pretty good. It's a pretty good skill. But like, his skill 2 is just too slow. Its placement is too slow. Everything about Bojack is just... Gohan is another C tier character. I think Gohan is really good. Easily the second best technical. His damage is like, if you underestimate Gohan, he's gonna kill you. His ultimate's really good for helping him down with that. Having a ability lock and a complete stun in his skill 2, depending on how you charge it. His skill 3 is real great for not only getting him out of some heat, but getting you and your partner out of the heat and up into the buff. Masenko is just a really solid beam, like, good character, just all around really phenomenal technical. Like, these two right here are the cream of the crops of technicals. Like, they're probably what you should. Trunks is an S tier character. Great burst, good mobility, high damage, just really squishy. Kind of the same spiel as Oob, just works a little bit more as like a melee style character rather than Oob's range. And your Trunks is either going to feed into oblivion or just carry the game. Like, there's just no in between. Like, real good character just needs the good hands, like a good set of hands on him. Vegeta, I'm gonna put A tier. I think this is gonna be pretty controversial, but I think Vegeta, while is a beefy son of a bitch and can do a decent bit of damage, his real only shining gimmick is his skill 2 being able to pull things in, which fucking Cooler can do with his ultimate. So like, but like real good burst damage. But skill 1 is like, you got to be on point with that damn thing for it to even really hit your armor. Skill 2 is like his bread and butter. Like, that's his bread and butter. It's he is skill 2, the character. And skill 3 is a nice get off me tool. But outside of that, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, Vegeta just feels okay. Like, he's just a good tank, like, just a good character. Goku is going to be another A tier, and I think it's simply just because when this character is on point, he's on point. But when he's off a little bit, you're not going to get much out of him. I think the buffs really helped him out a ton, and he's got really good tools, like he does. But like, you got to work a little bit harder for those tools to really kick off compared to some of the rest of the characters in the game. Like, you got to know you got to have everything just kind of like line up for you with Goku, and when it does, like, you know, it works. But outside of that, like, you're kind of just praying that your partner could just help you blitz them down. I like the fact that his normal attacks get a little bit bigger as he hits, which is pretty cool. But you got to be on your A game with Goku A tier. This one pains me because I am a Cell main. As of right now, I am a Cell main. I love this character, but I will put him in A tier, and simply just because his early game is pretty bad. Like, having to get a drain mechanic filled up before you can transform it can hurt you a little bit. But once Cell transforms, he is the definition of a late game powerhouse. Like, there's not many situations you're gonna find yourself when you're not coming out on top, especially with his ultimate. If you could pop that at the right time to just close someone in, and they're stuck in there with you. Like, legitimately, that meme is not reversing. They're stuck in there with you, unless you're just a dummy and click that at absolutely low HP. But it's just that early game that really bogs him down. And regeneration needs a buff. I'm not gonna lie. Regeneration needs a buff. It needs to be a little bit faster. It just feels unreliable because most of the damage that you take is what you just heal back anyway. So it just felt like it's just a waste of a skill. So, strong A tier character. Like, if his early game was a little bit better, I'd put him a little higher. But yeah. Android 17. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really put Android 17. I'm gonna put him, like, he feels like an A tier character to me. But whenever I play against him, he's a pretty solid S tier. It's like, I'm gonna put him in A tier, but I think if I were to rank in the tiers, I'd put him at the like very top of A tier. He's a good character. Good range, great support, that ultimate will always catch people off guard. Just a good character. Like, he's a good character. I don't really know what else to say too much about him. Just a standard, nice, defensive, supportive character. Hit is another one I'm not really too sure how to rank, because the problem with Hit is, like, you need to be insane at this game in order to play Hit properly. Because if you're bad at the game, he's here. But if you're insane at the game, I think that's enough to warrant putting him in S tier, because even outside of that, maybe A tier. Honestly, I don't know. I think a good middle ground. Good A tier character should be. He's a very good rat character and needs a very skilled player to play him. His tools are incredible. Super incredible disruption. Being able to not only blind but slow down enemies to just leave them in a state of like, damn, I'm gonna die. But like, you just need that proper hand in order to really play Hit. Gammas. A lot of people think the Gammas are probably lower end A, maybe B. I think these characters, I would put them up here. But I think the Gammas are a strong A tier character. I think they're insanely underestimated. I think the Gammas are insanely underrated. And they have a lot going for them. Like, being able to swap between the two of them, they have a pretty good health pool. Being able to just manage 2 health bars gives them a little bit more of an edge on some of the other attackers. Good mobility. Gamma 2 skill 1 is able to be utilized as a get out of the way tool as well. Being able to get back to the gods at any point, just make sure you're not on the 3rd hit of that skill. because it has a very long cooldown. You are stuck in place for a good chunk of time, and they have a good what's the term? Like, people are running away from you, you're just gonna shoot them in the back with that skill 3. All around good character, like a really good character that's very underestimated. Like, a lot of people underestimate the game when they get to a fight. They could run away with games. Like, in the hands of a great player, they could run away with games, being able to constantly flip between their 2 health bars, getting both those health bars combined into their ultimate, which spam that thing, by the way. As a diehard Gamma main, spam that ultimate the second that you can. It's so good. But I think it's the fact that, you know, they are very resource dependent. If one of the Gammas go down, you have to recall back, or you have to go all the way back in order to get the other Gamma back. I think there's just a few things that really bog them down that keep them from being up here, but don't underestimate them. A good Gamma player will walk all over. Now, I've seen a lot of controversy about Kale, and I'm gonna be real. She should be a Z tier character. 1,000,000% she should be a Z tier character, because Kale absolutely has some of the highest burst damage in the game and one of the most broken ultimates in the game. But there's a lot of people that really don't quite understand how to play the character, and they're just kind of dumb, and they just think this character's gonna carry them, and she's really not. Like, you still have to understand how to utilize the character. So ultimately, the character is, I believe this is a Z tier character. In the right hands, she is. A lot of people have been putting her lower. I don't think that's the case. I think Kale is very good. I think she's very strong. Definitely deserving of Z tier. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the first character of Season 3, I think is a good S tier character. I think a lot of people have learned how to play against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and a lot of people have ultimately started picking up Limit Breaking Jump whenever Super Saiyan 3 Goku is around. Specifically because if you can get past that Kamehameha, you can be on the lookout for that Goku, you see that Kamehameha coming, and you use that Limit Breaking Jump and get behind him, he is dead. He is toast. And then most of the time he's using his skills to get out of the fight, because he is a relatively squishy character. Like, he does not want to be in your face. So most of the time his skill 2 is used to get out of there rather than being used to get in there. And it's a transmission, again, can be very broken, but I think a lot of players have begun to learn how to recognize what's going on and just have gotten the ability to just be ready for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I think that's just kind of where we're at. Now, that's where I'm at with the current roster. Now, Topo, we have no info on Topo, but we do have info on Gotenks. So I'm going to make what we have seen. He's very much Krillin-esque, where he can just drop the ghosts and just kind of like hide them. They're like landmines we'll seek out. And we'll seek out and get you. He's got Galactic Donuts to hold people in place. I think he's going to be an S tier character. I think this might just end up being another situation like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where he's going to seem pretty cracked on the start, but once people learn what to look out for, they're going to get him. But I can easily see him being a Z tier character. 1,000,000% I can. But I think right now, as a safe call and a safe placement, I'm going to go ahead and put him in S tier. I think that is a comfortable position for him from what I'm seeing for now. Because everything that we've seen from him, he definitely does not deserve to be down here until we get him in practice and figure it out. I just think that's where he's really at. And that'll pretty much do it for this little tier list. I think this is... I said this was probably going to be more aligned with a lot of what the community is thinking, but now that I'm kind of looking at it, I might be a little different. But who knows? Let me know what you guys think, and that's pretty much to it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to y'all later.